South Carolina delivered a resounding statement in the women's Final Four, dismantling UConn with an 85-62 victory. The Gamecocks established their authority early, extending a slim first-quarter lead into an insurmountable advantage by halftime. UConn, typically known for its offensive precision, found itself suffocated by South Carolina's defensive intensity from the opening tip. The Gamecocks' 23-point margin of victory marked the largest defeat for UConn in a Final Four game since 2001, a stark indicator of South Carolina's overwhelming performance. Dawn Staley's squad showcased a relentless attack, converting 17 offensive rebounds into 21 second-chance points, effectively denying UConn any opportunity to build momentum. The decisive blow came in the second quarter when South Carolina unleashed an 18-2 run over a 5-minute span, turning a tight 20-17 contest into a commanding 38-19 lead. During this critical stretch, UConn managed only one field goal, a testament to the Gamecocks' suffocating perimeter defense and interior presence. Kamilla Cardoso anchored this defensive effort, altering multiple shots and securing crucial defensive boards that limited UConn to single possessions. The Huskies, who entered the game averaging 78 points per contest, were held to just 27 points in the entire first half, their lowest first-half output of the season. South Carolina's transition game also flourished, capitalizing on UConn's 14 turnovers to generate 19 fast break points. The Gamecocks shot 52% from the field in the first half, demonstrating an offensive efficiency that UConn simply could not match. This dominant first-half performance effectively sealed the game's outcome, leaving UConn with a 21-point deficit at the break and an uphill battle that never materialized into a comeback. The final buzzer confirmed South Carolina's place in the championship game, a victory earned through sheer force and strategic execution. This commanding victory over UConn was more than just a Final Four win for South Carolina. It was a definitive declaration of their unparalleled dominance in women's college basketball. The Gamecocks entered the tournament as the undefeated top seed, carrying the weight of immense expectations, and their performance against a storied program like UConn validated every bit of that hype. UConn, with its 11 national championships, represents the historical benchmark of excellence in the sport. South Carolina's ability to not only defeat them but to control the game from start to finish, holding them to their lowest scoring output in a Final Four game in over 2 decades, highlights the shift in power dynamics. The Gamecocks' defensive scheme was particularly effective, forcing UConn into contested shots and disrupting their offensive flow. UConn's star guard, Paige Bueckers, struggled to find her rhythm against the constant pressure, finishing with just 15 points on 6 of 19 shooting, well below her tournament average. South Carolina's depth was also a significant factor. Their bench outscored UConn's reserves 35-12, providing continuous energy and production that prevented any lulls in their performance. This depth allowed Coach Staley to maintain a high level of intensity throughout the game, rotating players without a drop-off in defensive pressure or offensive execution. The Gamecocks' physical play in the paint was another critical element, as they consistently outmuscled UConn for rebounds and second-chance opportunities. This victory extends South Carolina's undefeated streak to 37-0, positioning them one win away from a perfect season, a feat only accomplished by 10 teams in NCAA women's basketball history. The win also avenges their 2021 Final Four loss to UConn, adding another layer of significance to this dominant performance. South Carolina's decisive victory was meticulously constructed through a series of tactical advantages and relentless execution. The Gamecocks' interior presence, anchored by Kamilla Cardoso, proved insurmountable for UConn. South Carolina outrebounded the Huskies 48-29, including a staggering 17 offensive boards that led directly to 21 second-chance points. This consistent ability to extend possessions and deny UConn easy defensive rebounds was a critical differentiator. In the second quarter, with the score at 20-17, South Carolina initiated a game-altering 18-2 run over 5 minutes. During this stretch, Raven Johnson orchestrated the offense with precision, dishing out 3 assists and contributing a crucial steal that led to a fast break layup. Tahina Paopao hit 2 3-pointers during this run, forcing UConn to extend its defense and opening up driving lanes. The Gamecocks' defense during this period was suffocating. They forced 4 turnovers and held UConn to one of -8 shooting from the field. UConn's primary offensive threats, Paige Bueckers and Aaliyah Edwards, were consistently double-teamed and denied easy looks, resulting in forced shots and turnovers. Edwards, in particular, found herself in early foul trouble, picking up her 3rd personal foul late in the second quarter, which limited her effectiveness and forced her to the bench for extended periods. South Carolina's transition game also capitalized on UConn's struggles, converting 14 Huskies turnovers into 19 points. The Gamecocks guards consistently pushed the pace after defensive stops, catching UConn's defense out of position and creating easy scoring opportunities. By halftime, South Carolina had built a 48-27 lead, reflecting their superior rebounding, stifling defense, and efficient offensive execution during that pivotal second quarter. The Gamecocks shot 52% from the field in the first half, while UConn managed just 32%, a stark contrast that reflected the on-court disparity. Kamilla Cardoso delivered a performance that defined South Carolina's dominance, asserting herself as the undisputed force in the paint. The senior center finished with a game-high 22 points and pulled down 16 rebounds, securing her 15th double-double of the season. 4 of her rebounds were on the offensive glass, directly leading to crucial second-chance opportunities that extended South Carolina's leads. Cardoso also added 4 blocks, altering countless other shots and making UConn's interior scoring attempts a constant struggle. Her physical presence was overwhelming, drawing multiple fouls and forcing UConn's post players into difficult defensive positions. Raven Johnson orchestrated the Gamecocks' offense with exceptional poise, dishing out 10 assists against just 2 turnovers. Her ability to penetrate UConn's defense and find open teammates, particularly Cardoso inside, was instrumental in maintaining South Carolina's offensive rhythm. Johnson also contributed 3 steals, igniting fast breaks and disrupting UConn's ball handling. On the UConn side, Paige Bueckers fought valiantly but found little room to operate against South Carolina's suffocating defense. She led the Huskies with 15 points, but it came on 6 of 19 shooting from the field, including 1 of 7 from beyond the arc. Bueckers, who had been averaging over 25 points in the tournament, was consistently met by multiple defenders, forcing her into contested shots and limiting her playmaking opportunities. Aaliyah Edwards, UConn's other primary scoring threat, was hampered by foul trouble, finishing with just 10 points and 5 rebounds before fouling out late in the fourth quarter. Her limited minutes and inability to establish an interior presence allowed Cardoso to dominate the paint without significant resistance. The collective effort of South Carolina's defense, spearheaded by Cardoso's interior presence and Johnson's perimeter pressure, effectively neutralized UConn's star power. With this emphatic 85-62 victory, South Carolina now advances to the national championship game, standing 1 win away from an undefeated season. Their next opponent will be the winner of the other Final Four matchup, a challenge that will determine if they can etch their names into history as only the 10th team to complete a perfect NCAA women's basketball season. The Gamecocks have demonstrated an unmatched blend of defensive tenacity, offensive efficiency, and unparalleled depth throughout the tournament, culminating in this dominant performance against UConn. This championship appearance marks South Carolina's 3rd in the last 4 seasons, solidifying their status as the premier program in women's college basketball. The pressure to maintain perfection will be immense, but this team has consistently met every challenge head-on, often turning close games into comfortable victories with their relentless fourth-quarter surges. For UConn, the loss brings an end to a season that saw them overcome significant injury challenges to reach their 15th Final Four. Despite the defeat, Paige Bueckers and Aaliyah Edwards will return next season, providing a strong foundation for another championship run. The Huskies will need to address their depth and interior presence to contend with the physical demands of elite competition, especially against teams like South Carolina. Gino Auriemma's program faces a crucial offseason to retool and bridge the gap. South Carolina, however, will carry immense momentum into the final game. Their ability to execute under pressure, as evidenced by their second-quarter surge against UConn, suggests they are well prepared for the ultimate test. The pursuit of perfection is now within reach, a singular focus for Dawn Staley's squad. The national championship game will be played on Sunday, with South Carolina aiming to cap off a truly historic campaign and claim their third national title in program history.